Alright guys, welcome back to Terra Invicta. I know it's been a little bit since the last episode, so that's why I want to very quickly jump in exactly where we left off on episode 3 for our Humanity First YouTube series. The reason it's been so long is one, I've been a bit busy with work, but the main thing is my sleep schedule. I knew when I started this and I committed to the waiting 24 hours to record the next video, it left a weird gap to where the very first episode I recorded at about 4 in the afternoon. And so, 4 hours to, record at 4. Obviously, the recording was over an hour long, so here we are 5. The YouTube rendering, boom, boom, it gets posted at 8 at night. Which means, if it's posted at 8 at night, and I wait 24 hours, if I want to make it to where it's a new video generally every day, there becomes a, how do I say it, a slippery slope there to where we ended up on episode 3 with me recording that episode at 1 a.m. Which generally is fine, except for a couple of misplays. We'll start with that. Christopher Bagels mentioned, noticed you fired Mingle Lu, then rehired her about 30 minutes later. Yes, that was the second I paused, and I was like, just genuinely out of it, and just confused at what was even going on at that point. And yeah, pretty much, I was just like, what the hell is going on? I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was pretty out of it. He says, I do review and change out counselors in early gameplay, as one or both starting bots are lousy. Very true. I usually don't so much after I filled out the roster unless there's a crucial trait I need. By the time you are swimming in orgs, you can usually optimize skill sets. I found that government is most useful. I have 2. So typically have at least 2 bots with that. I think I do. Quick learner is always nice, but doesn't come up as often as other traits. Also, I have 1 criminal, as the income opportunities with the syndicate orgs are just too good to pass up. Then Paul Meehan responded to my thing, and they mentioned that they think that I'm juggling the counselors too often, though in their opinion, they do think that part of the time spent ditching them could be a way to level them up and saddle them with wargs. I think there's an opportunity cost here outside of influence points, but they are really enjoying the playthrough, by the way. Yes, so Paul, my main idea with it is my main limiting factor with making any of these people better is rolling on basically the random loot table here an administrative org. Like, this person is really, really good because they have administrative orgs. Nothing more, nothing less. I could take a person with no XP who are completely fresh, and they're going to be a lot better with a ton of administrative orgs than somebody I fired or somebody I've had and who's like got 4 odd points and some attributes. It's who cares. Especially if I can dump one of these traits and make them better. Like the Megastar very early on, and some other things. But generally, I think right here, this is what I want to keep going forward. All of these people have a role to play. This person will be more of a jack of all trades of administrative science and persuasion, holding some odds and ends persuasion orgs, and they have useful missions like Stabilize Nation, which will boost with command, so odds and end command points can go onto him to boost my capacity. Cracking Down is useful. Public Campaign. So they've got some odds and ends. Turn, Hostile Takeover, Inspire. All-arounder good person. This is obviously Killbot 9000. He is a murder machine. Enough said with him. This person, the celebrity. They are famous, they're indulgent, they're wealthy, they're a fanatic. Generally with this person, this is somebody who needs orgs to actually be useful, but generally this is a person I'm going to just super boost persuasion over everything. I'm going to be augmenting with levels persuasion to make public campaigns really easily, making turning counselors really easy, making inspiring people really easy. This will be the person that will tag team up with Killbot 9000 in investigating people and then turning them. The Commando. So this guy, eventually, this guy I want as much investigation and espionage as possible because he wants to be able to crack down really easy, purge really easy, coup really easy. So he needs command for that, which he does have. But even with this capacity here, he still has 4 more admin to go up and a bunch of more orgs. So we can get him, ideally, more investigation here, fill up some odds and ends, and augmenting. I'll probably be leveling up command to make some of these easier, especially assassinating, probably even espionage, until we get him level 25 in this 25 points, to make killing aliens as easy as possible. The Commando, mainly just one command. This is the person who I'm going to be using to increase unrest in nations along with Killbot 9000. But also, it's his job to, on repeat when tons and tons of Xenoflora pop around the Earth at that stage of the game, his job to investigate and assault and survey locations to detect the alien so that way Killbot 9000 can investigate and blow away. Megan Liu, this person is kind of, ideally this would be like a scientist, which is probably Arthur Putz. I'm not entirely confident in keeping. I would love to have a like true scientist, but that's probably what I'm going to fill this 6th slot with, is like a true scientist. And this person is going to be just another persuasion administrative stacking person for CP, or control points, and also just public campaigns, control nations are useful. He can also stabilize when he's not doing other useful things, which is nice, and hostile takeovers. So right now we're reducing unrest here. We're investigating whoever this is. Maybe an alien? No, that's just... Right. We've been...
Where do you need me?
Chain murdering people in the USA. Which is fine. Victor 6, an alien agent here, is still waiting to land. So when that happens, we're gonna gank them out a bit. Just catching myself up here a little bit with what exactly is going on. Alright. Christopher Pagels mentions, would not advise assassinating resistant agents when playing Humanity First. Resistance is close to a friendly tribe as Humanity First has in the game, and you will have sworn enemies and the servants, protectorates, and aliens on any playthrough. I'd keep Resistance, Exodus, and Academy on your side as long as possible. If you anger every faction, you'll have a rough mid-game. I did respond to that and mentioned a couple things, but mainly what that chalked up to was, one, misplay. But even then, I'm not fully convinced it was a misplay. I've seen Resistance increase unrest, and I wouldn't put it past their agents to get these slots in. The United States is spending 20% of their GDP towards military. Protectorate's only doing Unity, so they're getting public opinion here. The main thing they're doing, though, is... Kazakhstan, honestly, you're fine. Do we have a good chance in the US? Not really. We'll try to get a bit more in the US.
I'm here.
What are you at?
Ready.
You're increasing
Reporting
EU.
in.
Let's get some
I will
decent
try to
rolls
sway
in
the
the
public.
US off. And we'll go ahead and lock these down. And let the time tick forward, albeit very slowly for now, while we read through these comments. So yeah, I don't plan on anchoring the Resistance. It's just, I can't afford to let the United States fall to an alien sympathization faction. The Protectorate, I don't know if they can contribute to the alienation or not, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that they probably can, because they are alien sympathizers. And so, I know the win condition for the servants is announce the alienation and submit its domination over the United Nations building in New York City is their win condition. So if the servants are in the United States of America, then it's practically, it's gonna be full-out war. It's gonna be all 5 agents in here trying to toss them out, because that's the only option. At that point, they're literally just waiting on research, which the US can give them. Whoa. Could have given them if they didn't toast it, Jesus. But yeah. Another thing, somebody mentioned that per capita GDP low, high democracies don't like that. That's true. At this point, not really too miffed about it in a lot of ways. And I need research desperately. So in the case of China, I'm going to be reallocating some of my points to welfare knowledge and mission control to try to get this, well, under control, and get some actual good research pumping in China. Because it's very clear that I'm not going to be able to hold the US for a long, long time coming. Because even before going back to the US, I really want to get back control of Pakistan. Would really love to have control of Bangladesh. And I'm still 30 over my control limit, so there's a lot of control point value. Even these 2 extra slots in China that I need. Like, I'm going to be needing a cap of near 400 just to control really what is my direct sphere of influence in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and China. So we can go on to the next thing, all sublime. Returning commenter here. Notes. It only costs $1 of money to equip the Executioner's Org. If a person is doing something that doesn't require it, you can move it to someone else to let them be more efficient at something that uses something that uses those stats. It's 3-star and gives 3 admin along with some good missions, so you can put it anywhere. You can turn anyone to a Xeno Stomper. Advise is good, but science is a lot more impactful on administration. Very good. IP is calculated as the cube root of GDP, and admin increases GDP, not IP, investment points. These boys right here. So 25 admin advise only increases investment points by 7.6% for round. Yes, so I did know that. When I was spamming advise here and in China, I wasn't actually trying to get more investment points. I was mainly just trying to raise the GDP, which directly raises the investment points in turn. So it does in a roundabout way, but I wasn't just trying to spam advise to pump out stuff really quick. I was just spamming advise in general to make the GDP more efficient and scale better in India. Building MC in places like China and India is really inefficient. I do know that. These countries benefit far more from investments in econ, welfare, and knowledge. Yes, I'm aware. Simple thing is, I'm at a time crunch. I need MC now, and I can't afford to wait. Mars is still free. Every MC I get now, right now, I am 30 over my limit. It's costing us a lot of influence by being over our cap. But it's worth it, because we need to control what we control. We only control, well, barely anything. Venezuela we don't own anymore. The only things we directly control is Kazakhstan, which we desperately need, China, which we need to deny, and India, which is our main country. So I would be happy to build MC in somewhere like Indonesia, but it's just not in the cards for me right now. So I've got to block off the Martian landing sites as fast as possible. You want to use places like Kazakhstan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan to build MC. That is true. The thing with Kazakhstan is, at this point, we'll go ahead and turn it to MC with a tiny bit of boost. Bit more military, just to keep it chalked down. We'll go ahead and do this. I was just making sure I had enough boost, because it was one of these 2 limiting factors that I knew was going to screw me over. So I didn't want to make it boost, because this is easier to get, because this is just building and it's a flat value. You have it and you go. But with boost, you have to build it, and it slowly ramps up production, which then slowly takes months to come in. So if I'm short on MC, it's a much quicker problem to fix than a long-term boost deficit. You can merge Bangladesh and Pakistan into India after they build up MC. Very true. And you can federate Sri Lanka and the Himalayan states in with India, so they have access to the spaceflight program and build MC there before merging them on in with India, or just build their own spaceflight programs. Israel is also a great pickup to spend on boost and MC. So I know in Perun's video, he built MC here in Israel. I'm not a humongous fan of that. For this, in Perun's video, early game, he went for Russia and then the US, so he had some spare control points laying around a lot. He had, not a ton for like new countries, but he had like 15 odd spare CP at times, which is perfect for picking up Israel, which if he maxed it out, if the devs haven't changed it in his series, he could build up to 8 mission control in Israel, which for a total of about 15 control points to 8, that's a pretty good ratio. 2 control points to 1 MC ratio, and Israel has the capability to build good boost, and has a Tech 4.3 information age army, and a nuclear barrage. This is a very high value for CP control limit country. The problem is I have no CP. I need 60 more CP to finish off China. Okay, now we're sitting at 340. Okay, I need another 30, 370 to get Pakistan back. Bangladesh. Okay, now I need 400 to get Bangladesh back. Okay, that's great. And then on top of that, if I really want to build MC, I'm going down here. Okay, well then I need another 60 to get Indonesia. So I really need 460 odd control points to complete my sphere of influence in my basically militaristic production nation, my science boosted high GDP nation, and my MC and boost spam nation. Mainly MC spam nation. So it's a balance. And Israel, while good, just like America or Canada or the EU, while they're all good, is simply just not a part of this strategy I'm trying to pull off. Mainly because, one, I haven't seen people do this strategy before. Nearly everybody on YouTube either does EU-centered strategies into, Russian or Eurasian Union or United States strategies. That's why I wanted to try around with a Brazil strategy at some point. Mainly population's kind of a limiting factor with Brazil, and there's not many high population centers around, which is kind of rough. But they have high investment points, so that's kind of cool. So it's definitely a nation. It's definitely a secondary power nation you can pick up. It's very good. Yeah, so that's everything from All Sublime. Next comment. Elijah Snow. On the subject of Mercury, it is incredibly powerful for high energy requirement industries. Don't underestimate the incredible power of the sun that can be harnessed relatively cheaply. Late game antimatter strategies and even mid game manufacturing facilities are much more efficient to use in orbit in Mercury. Also important, the DV, or Delta V, issue for the aliens means that in my campaign they haven't even struck Mercury once in Retribution. It's too hard for their ships to get there and back to the outer system. Annoying Goblin, Virgo Durai, I hope I said that right. I've noticed in my campaign, the aliens have not touched Mercury not even once. We're basically at full-scale war and they don't touch Mercury at all. And then Elijah Snow comments on his comment, saying that that's because of the Delta V issues. Look at the screen for the transit and you'll see why. It's easy to get to Mercury, it's really hard to get away from it. So I did comment on that. Perun in his series, and I think 3 episodes ago at the time of recording, started talking about manipulating the motherships in orbit of Earth with extreme Earth orbit stations, and basically dodging their fleets with Delta V, making them burn in and out of the extreme Earth and low Earth orbit on chain, expending their Delta V and forcing them to go and refuel. So that's something I want to try to exploit. Yeah, I want to see how that works. I want to see if that can be exploited to further capacity. I left my comment about that, and Elijah Snow says, yep, in his playthrough, I have hyper-industrialized Mercury. Solar farms mean more slots for everything else, especially research universities and factory stations. The toughest balance for me is figuring out money and high space resource output. You need all of those resources. So yeah, that's my hope with fully controlling Mars, is the few slots we don't get, if they go to like the Resistance or Exodus or the Academy, I'll say whatever and probably pass on them. It's not worth pissing them off to take them, because I've gotten literally all of the good slots so far. But if the Servants, Protectorate, or the Initiative take them, I will either marine assault those mines and take them and gift them to one of the other nations. If I don't have the MC and it's not worth the MC to resource ratio, I'm sure they'll use it to a better capacity than I could. So that's good. Or I just want to remove it. I just want to monopolize the Mars, set up basically a resource production area there, and probably set up, like Elijah Snow suggests here, my main production facilities around Mercury, because the solar collectors there are so insanely powerful. Alvor Real mentions, my two suggestions would be to look at the cost of direct investment for MC in your controlled territory, and either to spam out some management research or rush down the new control point cap increase. If you want stuff quickly, it's worth buying it. For personal thoughts, at this point I'd personally just leave a small amount of investment into economy and spend heavily on fixing the countries and getting my science up. You don't have the cap to afford bigger countries. So that's the whole thing. I don't have the cap to afford bigger countries, Alvareal, because of developing the country's economies. When the GDP, the population, and everything gets bigger, these control points exponentially cost more to control. Reason why China is so expensive. Super high GDP, crap load of people, 30 apiece. United States, on the other hand, is 27. Now they have a crap load of GDP, not so much population, but in these control points, they're a lot less than what they were at GameStart. At GameStart, they're 30, mainly because the research makes up the difference, and also there's an army attached to every control point. Not so much in China. So if I were to continue to spam India and the Chinese economy, realistically, I could go up to like 600 control points and never leave these two freaking nations because of how big I can make them. I don't want that for multiple reasons. One, while it'd be hilarious to make them that big, I'd be interested to see how far you could go with like a Super China build, and you just only control China and no other nations other than like spoil nations. That would be interesting, but generally, yeah, it's not that big of a go for me at that moment. So basically, once I get all of the Martian, once all of the Martian slots are filled, these two countries are not spending another dime on mission control. This is a very short-term Hail Mary play to try to monopolize Mars. And if not, I can still use the MC for, let me do it right now and actually send those probes, because I think I forgot to do it, to the Martian moons. Yep. Bada bing. Bada boom. So if I don't get the two actual sites on Mars or whatever, I can send to the moons and it'll be fine. Fighter. What's up, man? He says, how's it going? Glad to see you managed to get so much of Mars. Yes, I did manage to get much of Mars. I think that this is one of the stronger strategies in the game right now, personally. And generally, I think there's a lot of misplay in this. I think I could get even more of Mars if I played this better. But as of right now, I think for some of the roles I had and the strategy I'm partaking in, I think I did pretty well. He says you really need to start using hostile takeover mission. Turn an enemy agent so you have vision on all their counselors, and then systematically steal their admin orgs, and you can get most, if not all, of your counselors' admin to 25 very quickly. Interesting suggestion. I will be doing that. as soon as
I will report
I
when
maybe
my
find
mission is
this
complete.
alien,
Prepping for
I
mission.
make Kazakhstan not want to explode on me, and once I figure out who's sending the U.S. into explosion territory. And as I mentioned in the comment under his, it's very much just action economy. Yeah, and it says, also if you see particularly good enemy counselor, you can don't forget you can recruit them after they've been turned. If you can get a few takers off, you definitely have the CP to take the rest of China. Very true. Basically, as soon as the top priority missions are done, it's also what he's doing right now, hunting down counselors. So I guess in a way we are starting on that, because I genuinely don't think this is actually an alien. So we'll try to turn some boyos and work on that. Almost 30 minutes in the episode was being speed up. Sorry, it's a big one. Daniel Sneak. Hello there. Since other people share their approaches, thought I could share mine also. Yes, this is definitely the place to share your approach. For as many people, honestly, to see it and to try it, I guess. I will definitely try it if I think it's decent. It says, on my last playthrough, as Resistance, 3 factions only, paused during Space Wars with all in-game tech. Interesting. Servants went really annoying as game progressed, so on my next attempt as Exodus 8 factions, I decided not to let them do what they wanted from start. Got a spy in, both Servants and the Protectorate, which was quite simple as I got Public Speaking Bot with High Persuasion, which had Turn Counselor. Set up Assassinate plus Hostile Takeover Counselor build pretty early, meaning the first half year to year, I guess. In the first I guess 6 to 12 months of the game is what you mean there. Done takeovers mostly on servants for orgs I liked, plus other factions that had any admin orgs that were reasonable. At a certain point, I started murdering any counselors from servants apart from my spy. This had accomplished 2 things. Lowered their CP to red values, which started to increase influence rapidly. They recruited more counselors, which all got assassinated. A fucking course. After they ended on 0 to 5 influence. At that point, I finished off my spy. Now I'm sort of wondering what is going to happen, as they don't have any counselor left to grab anything, and they are completely in red. They might let go most of their controlled nations, and every time they get to like 30 to 60 influence, start rehiring. At which point, time to assassinate again. We'll probably repeat the same thing for Protectorate, still not decided there. Best part above is that if you do it early, it's before alien hate really matters, so you can go ahead and get rid of 1 counselor each turn. Later on, it's once they rehire, and considering they have the starting CP, that's not going to be fast. And yes, I felt like bully. But then I realized it's servants, where it doesn't count. Very true, the servants does not count. If you bully them, they deserve it. But no, it's interesting. I don't think I could pull that off in this strategy, due to my setup. But assassinating is definitely not off the cards, and excuse me, stealing all of their orgs is definitely on the table. We're going in. So, yeah, Daniel Sneak. If you continue that campaign, please, I'd love to hear what happened with that. If they did, what happened to the servants? Because if it completely borks their AI and they just refuse to get rid of countries and they sit there with 0 advisors, that genuinely could be the strongest meta in the game at the moment, if that's true. You just rush Killbot 9000s and terminate them off the map. That genuinely could be insane. Because I don't know if the AI is smart enough to know that, even though if they're over a CP limit, and they don't have enough influence, then they'll... I mean, generally, if they're over CP limit, they'll abandon, so I assume it'll course correct eventually already from what I've seen from the AI, but I assume eventually with high mission MC that chain killing them will eventually cause an alien hate to cause retaliation. So, while not sustainable, it could be like an early game cuck. Very cool. Jig A mentions Gulf states, right? Underneath All Sublime's comment. The Gulf states have low population and a lot of value. Yeah, they do. So after you've stripped them for a little while, it's worth shifting to mission control focus, I think. The thing with little tiny countries like this is, like Israel, mission control is limited on provinces. So you can only build 8 in Israel. So on the Gulf states, I mean, I'm gonna have to guess. Maybe freaking 8, 10 here. Oh, this is interesting. Didn't notice this. Okay, so they can bind countries here. I had to remind myself. I was like, wait, this is Kuwait, and this should be the United Arab Emirates, right? Yeah, they combine. This is another combination thing. Same with the Alpine states. Honestly, I'm curious. The more I look, I can see these weird things like Alpine states. You have Nepal in Bhutan, Himalayan states. But then they leave like other tiny nations as their own thing. It's weird. I wonder what made them make that distinction. Because it's definitely not political reasons. Because of this, Taiwan and China, like, come on. So it's not politics they're scared of, offending some authoritarianism regime from across the world. I mean, it's, you know, it's not that. So I'm wondering what the distinction was in Gulf states and Alpine states. Was that like a hard code limit they reached in like the number of countries they could have, and be like, screw it, Switzerland, Austria, stick them together, and Kuwait and the UAE, they'll never notice, just stick them together, call it a day. I don't know. They even did Sudan and South Sudan, so it's like, yeah, it's not political by any means. Looking through, I think that is every comment. 32 minutes to get through every comment. So, hey, newer code for us, I guess. Probably not. So let's actually get the game rolling. I want to get some gameplay in here for you guys. It always feels bad to simply be reading comments. Probe arrives, Luna. So we'll take us there. We can see no noble metals. This is what I wanted to confirm. No noble metals on Luna. Now, that's actually an impressive amount of fissiles. So I'm definitely going to be stealing that at some point. I mean, look at that. That's actually, holy crap. RNGesus did visit the moon in this campaign. 18.1 fissiles. What the hell? This is kind of what the dream is in our world, I know, for fusion reactors. I think it's hydrogen 3. They think will form in the lunar dust due to the solar radiation cooking it. And you can use hydrogen 3 and salt water in fusion reactors. That's kind of like the, the clean energy dream at this point, is something like a magnetic launch system powered by, you know, some type of reactor on the moon, which will shoot loads of hydrogen 3 back to Earth on coastal cities where 90% of our population lives, which then will harvest salt water to make infinite clean energy for the Earth. That's, you know, the good ending, I guess, if you want to call it that. But, yeah. Damn. That's like a lot. That's genuinely. We'll launch some probes towards some interesting asteroids. This one's really good. I think we already sent one to Ceres. Good volatiles, we'll send that. And it's got this weird ass orbit path, which is pretty cool. Obviously we're sending one towards Ceres. Mainly a lot of these big boys. Nobles there, maybe. yeah. So Mars, blah blah blah. We'll
We've
continue on
got some
there. Let's keep
intel on our
going.
target.
They work with the initiative. Meh. Ah, shit. There we go. That's grab bag, but that is serving controlled. So,
Things are stabilizing.
code red is
Our
where we're at
cause
right
is
now.
unjustified to them.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Uh-oh. Alien, yeah, some aliens helped with this. Alien agents are here. They're in the U.S. Get that supply depot on the way. And also fix this. There we go. They're here. The aliens are here. This is where they are. They're in the U.S. It's the only thing I can think of that flipped this. I went to China, so they went to the U.S. So we can investigate alien activity. Killbot 9000. You are needed.
Where do you need me?
Standing by.
Yeah, this is the alien, or one of them. 76.
Investigating
This is why having.
I'm here.
This is why I think spamming org is the most important in the game. This is like the big turning point. Also, it alerted me I had new orgs to pick from. Doesn't look like that is the case at all. We'll continue. We could give him criminal. So we will. Might as well. Makes him more diversified and useful to us. USA's toast, so supporting here is even harder. Keep diversifying. Just a tad. This person really struggles with useful things to do, so we're gonna actually send them to inspire Putz here, maybe.
I'll speak with them.
And you.
Standing by.
If we were to... Let's get actual Killbot
Ready to
9000
go.
to check this. Full send. Yeah, nothing. Got it. So investigate this. Find that alien, and we need to murder
Initiating
them.
surveillance. Ready.
We have our interest defended, not in China, so we'll go
Securing our
confirm that.
control.
And
At your service.
might as well
We'll
take
turn
India
down
back
the
to
heat.
0, confirm.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
We'll go ahead and repeat that.
Making things safe for
Yep.
our people.
Making things safe for our people in China. Very quickly, I
I
think.
have new information.
There we go. Boom. Xenoform 6. Is Victor 6 still in orbit?
Violence is
No, no, no.
abating.
Close. Did it leave? No, it didn't. Okay. So this gives us confirmation from something I wondered in the first episode. We found Xenoform Alpha 6, which means this is the 6th operative to land on Earth. Victor 6 is still in orbit, which means on game start, that very first ship, even though it's not labeled a Victor, carried an alien agent on board. Or they reproduce by, you know, cell splitting, like, what is that, mitosis, and they just, you know,
We have
split
found
apart.
something.
Doubt that happened, but hey. Also, this is bad. Like, okay. Almost missed that. Fuck. They got in. Obviously this one, because that has the most. This is the next one. Little less waters, but we have good water production, and we're going to series pretty soon. And volatiles and good base metal. Delish. So we're locking down more of Mars. Easy, boys. Easy. Alright, this guy needs to die. Like, insanely much, so. Problem is we don't have people who are good at
Standing by
investigating.
for orders.
So this is really bad. That's another alien operative. What's our chances of just killing this guy outright? Nothing. I need to investigate him more. That's just how this works.
Surveilling target.
Your orders?
You're never blowing him away. Neither are you. Go and
See what we can
investigate.
find.
Ready for my mission.
I mean, Lou. God, okay. Where... This guy, he's just useless. Fuck me. I hate him. He can't investigate. Criminal. Oh, suspicious. That's whatever. Assassinate, man. Survey. Where's investigate? I need, like... Where's, like, a literal spy? Like, oh, a literal spy. Great. What was that? Vietnam? Ah, easy clap. Country flags, knowledge there for the win. Investigate, public persuasion. Garbage admin, but good base espionage investigation and persuasion. You investigate. You can assassinate. You can investigate my alien activity. You can survey. You can public campaign and you're off. You can steal projects. So, yeah, basically you. Seriously, dude, go frack yourself. Couldn't convince myself that he was any good any longer. It's
Ready to go.
Just how it is.
Acknowledged.
No time to chat, of course, no time to chat. Full send is too rough. But you can keep an eye on him. And obviously this is too rough. But if I send you to
Initiating
investigate him,
surveillance.
What's
you're
the
a
op?
placeholder.
At your service.
And you... I'm
We'll
gonna
make
spam
our
public
appeal.
campaign in Bangladesh so that we
Ready
don't
for
use
my
it in
mission.
absence. Good admins, GDP boosting. We're investing more into the economy here,
Offering
so we'll send them
assistance.
here.
Offering support.
Permanent assignment, yep. GDP by 12. It's the station around the asteroid they founded. Space tugs, nice. Liquid hydrogen containment. Useful, but not right now. I don't need probe speed. I don't necessarily need boost right now. We're gonna go management research. It seems like a waste, but I'm desperate, really, at this point for CP, so whatever.
Surveillance complete.
There we go. Abductions. There's the supply depot, or depot, whatever you want to say. We'll finish off the energy lab. I'm sure we'll use it at some point.
Found.
So repeat and take me
Wrapping
there.
up here.
Yeah, so she's not finding anything out about this person,
People will come
but I
to our
hope
side.
by chain investigating this obvious alien that we can basically placeholder it till we get the other one killed. So that's done. We're not going to be using molten salt batteries. We're going to be using lithium sulfur batteries, maybe. 40 tons, 32 tons to 21 gigajoules. Time to charge 56 minutes. Takes noble metals, which is kind of meh. These pipe radiators, moderate visibility. We'll research these pipe radiators. We might use them on some early ships. But I have no intentions in building a single ship until at least
Recon
post
complete.
2030. And even then, it's going to be like a colony ship, maybe. Right? Like, I plan on using boost to send outpost to something like Ceres, but further than that,
What's the
we're gonna
op?
need colony ships. So what's your chances on blowing him away now? I'm down for
won't
that.
see me
Now
coming.
we need somebody to
Where
protect
to?
him. Because if you didn't know,
Defending the VIP.
the aliens, under traits, have hard target, which means if you critical fail on them, you fucking die. So, not exactly a good time. They've gone to Mexico to abduct
I will
more
help
people.
them.
Yep,
On
he's
guard.
protecting. Whoa, did we go up to 98?
Prepping for mission.
Oh, because he moved out of servant, yeah. Moved out of servant territory and into Mexico. Yeah, he went south of the border and got blown away instantly there. Yikes. Yikes for him. But that does prove if an alien's not in servant territory, Killbot 9000 on a full send, 98% chance to blow him away. So we can do it. Our early game plan to be able to blow any and all aliens away has worked. It has worked completely well.
Person of interest surveilled.
Whoa! Oh, oh, oh. Oh, because it moved. Holy crap. She got it. That's
Public
insane.
opinion is moving in our direction.
Wow. It's like genuinely insane that she got that. Uzbekistan. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, you're in control. Oh my. Ugh. Yuck. I hope somebody clears these points out at some point. Like, Jesus. Someone's got to. And that someone's gonna be me after I execute Order 66
Ready
on
to
this
go.
other alien. So,
Acknowledged.
Killbot 9000, I've got another mark for you, buddy. Not good enough. So, we're going to investigate it at an extremely high
target.
success rate.
What's the op?
What's your success
Ready
rate for
for
investigating?
orders.
Actually, really good as well. We'll spend a little bit of ops to make it good.
Ready
You
for
can
my
investigate
mission.
up to 3 times, and in the off turn, we will send him to
Hero.
assault that. We're still advising and
Lending my expertise.
persuading. There's the hydrobiology research. September, July. We'll wait till the radiators are done, then we'll go hydrobiology. We want to make it even easier to kill these people.
Person of interest
Well,
surveilled.
not people. Dirty Xeno scum, as
Surveillance
far as
complete.
humanity first is aware. Enthralling public,
Public
Kazakhstan.
sentiment is increasing
So
with
we can
us.
even watch this go off in real time. This is kind of a unique perspective. We can see what happens. Well, it looks like they failed. We'll refresh. Yeah, 36% chance. So alien operatives aren't perfect in their own right.
Target secured.
We got rid of that. Perfect. This team comp definitely feels a lot stronger for a lineup. We'll wait till the 16th here so we can get to the mission phase. And we'll bring some assignments. XP isn't ready. This is. He's our advised bot, so military, spaceflight, energy, +1 science. That's just going to make boosting even easier, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. Nothing here. This Apis energy is really good. 13% is crazy, but we can't really afford that boost deficit in general, and we don't even have the capacity to. Nobody's ready for an upgrade. Perfect. Okay, Killbot 9000. Now that you've got triple, 60% chance I'm definitely worth
Target.
rolling on that.
Ready for your
And-
orders.
Not her. Him.
I'll keep them safe.
Yep.
Where
And
do you
you,
need me?
we can investigate the alien again to make
Eyes
sure we
on
have
target.
the highest of points to control. Best thing would be,
Offering
no, it's
counsel.
gonna do it again. Best thing would be if it
Defending
moves
the
into
VIP.
China, and at that point, then it's pretty much guaranteed dead. Whoa. Wow. Okay. I guess that was
Tracking failed.
like a real cuckoo.
Laying the
Like,
groundwork.
okay. Pipe radiators, yeah, hydrobiology, like, come on. September of next year, whatever. Small price to pay for salvation as far as I'm concerned.
Target down.
And target down. Okay. Scratch 2. We got 4 more targets here. If we scroll out, we're probably gonna see he's transferring away. Victor 14 is transferring. Neptune. Huh, Neptune. Loganimedes in the, whoa. Transferring to Loganimede, Victor 12. Okay, yeah, it's gonna like an accept course to the Jovian system. Okay, so they've got some ships here. So one important thing, if you don't know about fleet power or you haven't really watched anything, this is not Stellaris where big number go boom. Basically, Hulk smash Death Fleet with Doom stacks. Basically, combat power is a calculation of overall mass and tonnage. It calculates weapon system, but most importantly in finding the real value of alien ships is something crazy. Like, these are all 34. These are like literally the most baby of Corvettes. These things are kind of like jokes. But something bigger, like this 323. The main reason this has so much fleet power, compared to something else, is like this thing, the entirety of this fleet power from this 140 is coming from this Delta V. Delta V is a calculation in fleet power. The reason you might not think that, if you're unfamiliar with space combat, outmaneuvering your enemies is a big part of space combat. Boosting, positioning, interception orbits, and so a lot of that positioning requires Delta V. And if you want to engage an enemy that wants to flee from you, if you have more Delta V from them, you can simply burn at them until they empty their fuel tanks, and you will be able to engage. So Delta V is a big part of space combat. Prolonging engagements, escaping from them, forcing engagements, etc. And so that's why the game calculates Delta V into the combat rating. So basically, the way it works, if you literally have a literal fucking brick with not even the Delta V to escape Earth like orbit to go to the moon, but it is nothing but a full-on like death brick with just an absolute shitload of missiles strapped to it, then that's going to beat this like every single time. Because the vast this I would not even be like surprised if this ship right here only had like a point defense on it or a mag rail. This is so low with so much Delta V. Like the vast majority, like 80% or if not more of this combat power is coming from just how it maneuvers around our solar system rather than any actual armaments on it. So if you can match their... So like on the actual thinking, you would go, well, if they have a ship power 50, I need to have something with 50 as well. When in reality, if you actually do that, and when you actually go to fight, you'll notice you'll blow them away instantly, because their 50 fleet power is coming from being able to maneuver from Earth to literally the edges of the outer solar system, right? And all the way down here, and to get back to their bases in these orbitals and stuff. And your fleet power is coming from nothing but absolute destructive capacity and weapon systems. We've got another base we can launch. We'll go for this. We plan on getting a lot of our water from Ceres. It looks like Victor 14 is about to land at Ceres. So it looks like the Ceres thing is honestly out of the equation immediately, which sucks. Venus is a gas. Well, it's not gas. It acid rains on Venus, so uninhabitable. Yeah, sad. So that's more important for us to come back and to get full Mars so we can actually get this good water production. And also the reason to be sending probes out to these asteroids so we can get some backdoor water production online. I don't think water is going to be the limiting factor for us, because I don't think wet mass is going to be a big thing that I'm going to be using. I'm planning on using heat sinks that aren't just complete wet mass.
We're going in.
Heat sinks.
Acknowledged.
So I think it'll be fine. We can scout for another counselor. So we're going to the US.
On Overwatch.
At your service.
Actually, take that back. where we're gonna find literally like every motherfucker on Earth is in the newly
Ready to go.
liberated Russia. So we'll investigate this
We'll see what
person.
they're up to.
So now that we blew away those aliens, they're,
Offering
well,
assistance.
I
Initiating
wanna quickly
surveillance.
check this. They're pissed, right? Come on. Oh. It's open seizure, boys, but that's that updates after they actually do something. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mission in progress.
Why are you 0? That's a servant nation. I got cheesed.
We've got some intel on our target.
Oh, servants. There we go. Okay, so that's the person we're going to be converting.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Songban. Yep. Sri
Move
Lanka.
the needle.
So this person looks about average.
Mission abort.
Oh, so they can never escape from us from going to ground. So we're gonna convert this person. Oh, aborted. Something weird happened here. No way servant nation. Some other counselor must have, because I've been leaving that for a while. Some other counselor must have dealt with that. Holy crap! Aliens caused this coup.
Going in hot.
I'm here.
Who are you people?
Taking it to them.
Spread out.
Standing by.
Investigate. Is that Victor 6? Yeah, Victor 6 still has an alien on board, but we'll freaking spawn camp him.
Surveilling target.
Reporting in.
We can't turn yet, right?
Standing by for
Because we
orders.
haven't investigated them enough. So,
Tracking target.
I mean, they can't get away from us because they're a megastar, so they can't go to
Lending my
ground to escape.
expertise.
So we're just going to keep investigating. Looks like everyone's spamming Unity to keep the pie controlled, and the servants are spamming economy. Management research, easy. Anything we actually want that management research at 2K, you can go screw yourself. I'm not doing that. We'll get commercial rocket companies. It's a good thing to have long term. It'll kind of just forever solve our boost problem if we stack it on somebody. This person, the main thing they're doing is stabilizing nation, which needs command, and assaulting, which needs command, and command boost. Yeah, but we'll do some admin pump. This feels bad to not
We
just
found
stack
nothing
more.
of note.
Repeat your mission. So it looks like the servants
Opinion is moving
are
in
headed
our
back into
direction.
Moscow. Widespread panic. We're just going to tank the democracy store. If you have the special ops, I never see the reason not to just tank a little bit of democracy and move on with your life. It seems like the much more favorable option. Unless you're a country like China, whose problem is you have way too much cohesion, which I am fixing. Also fixing the
Information
knowledge
is our
priority here.
greatest weapon, bar none. If we know enough about what we're fighting and where, we can win
And
wars
wars
before even a single shot has been fired.
This is very true.
Commander Fiona Iowade, data in the shadow of war.
Not so much yet. Well, yeah, information. Really, this is key. Not only in game, but in reality too. If you know enough, you can pretty much outplay anybody in the world. That's why foresight is so powerful. In situ resource utilization, meh. Heat management concepts. We're gonna go with this because this will unlock a lot of like the actual good, I'd say like early game spaceship building parts that aren't complete dog shit. So we'll go for
Heading to
down
the
here
LZ.
with you,
At your service.
Darvin Kantan. We'll go to this with the other guy. Oh, that's not good odds. So we'll pump a little bit of special ops.
Heading to the LZ.
Oh, I don't know why I call it special ops when it's just ops, but yeah, ops, I guess. This guy's
Offering
coming back
support.
to the Eurasian Union. That's not bad to pick up eventually. The one thing we're
I
probably
have
going
new
to do
information.
once we get some of these numbers fixed out a little bit. So they finished their next mission control, so we're just going to pull out of this now and reassign that outnumber to military. Yep. So they work
winning their hearts and minds.
for Geo investigations. Nothing decent there.
Target secure.
But we can find some once we, yeah, blow that up.
By the
Blow
number.
that up. Get rid of the alien fauna and the Eurasian Union. Cool, cool, cool. Says new things, but is that actually true? Yes, we finally actually have real new stuff. That's cool, not worth it, not worth. Yeah, no more actual, like, admin orgs. You're ready for another admin bump. You, what are you doing? You're the politician. You're not the spy I recruited. But on the terms of the spy I recruited. That's extremely useful for you, the spy. This, not so much on the politician, but she has nothing anyway, and I'm running dry on ops-ish. And this guy, more admin. This is why I'm such a fiend for ops. You saw I have so much, and generally, the game goes easy mode if you have enough ops. It's honestly nuts.
Ready for my mission.
Investigate? Yep, so you can investigate this guy first. Not arthropods.
Standing by.
Arthropods. For turn counselor, 0%. Intel on target, extremist, persuasion. Difference in the ideology, he's loyal, yada yada yada, and submission, Steve.
Reporting
Got it.
in.
So we're not going to be able to do that on him. So we're going to blow him
Taking
away.
them down.
I think that's just
Standing
how we're
by.
going to take these. Alien fauna
Going in
in
hot.
Chad.
Reporting in.
So we'll go blow that away. And we'll send her out
Investigating target.
to find the next mark. Looks
I
like
will help
Academy got
them.
in here. I'd love it if the Academy snipes this last control point. Which
Nothing
really
unusual
leaves...
found.
repeat that. It's annoying. Which really leaves the
Problem
last... Yep, so blow him away. Stops whatever he was doing in Russia,
The people will
which is
come
really
to our
good. Or,
side.
well, Eurasian Union now. Yeah, they fortify.
Target
Hopefully they get that. So
destroyed.
target destroyed. If the Academy gets the Eurasian Union, that's good. Yep, okay, perfect. Cool, cool, cool. So now the EU is protectorate controlled, but all of the actual like member nations that are I'm concerned with joining are controlled by not protectorate facilities. Not protectorate controlled, not protectorate controlled. So mainly, the United States is
Where
The-
to?
public enemy number 1 right now for me. Is there any alien activity? Weird shit. So we can go
Surveilling
scan in
target area.
America. It's worthwhile.
Waiting for orders.
Actually,
Acknowledged.
stabilizing nations. Kazakhstan could need it. India really needs it actually. So we'll
We'll
go do
restore
that.
peace to this nation.
This
Your
keeps
orders?
going up because I'm not investing in military. It's really whatever. Investing in military in China, it's good. Are we investigating somebody? Yes, so we can investigate.
We'll
Where
see
this
what
is.
they're up to.
It looks like we're both
Offering
investigating the same
support.
person, which works out. So that'll mean we can immediately try to turn them if both of these are
Surveillance
successes. Works with the servants, perfect.
Surveillance complete.
They work as politician. They had some interesting
The
orgs here.
differences in our languages are
Minotaur
irrelevant,
Financial Group, we
for
will be
all
stealing
grow
that.
closer to those near us in times of distress, creating community where once there was none.
Yep.
Today I
Project
ask you
Exodus
to do
Boyos,
justice.
International
Order
Relationship
is entered.
Doctrines. We'll send him permanent assignment. We've got to get
Public
that
sentiment
unrest
is
stamped out in
increasing.
India before that becomes a big problem. We hit over 1k research. We hit some more mission control. I think I screwed that up. I'm sure somebody was yelling at me in the comments. Oh my god. You fucked it. And now you're going to go to Mars and the slots are going to be gone and now you're toast. Which is true. We can go ahead and grab that last one. This is the one I was wanting anyway because of the high water. So that works out. So we got all but 2. Yeah. All but 2. I'd say we won. Wouldn't you say? So yeah. Now that we have that done, we have a spare MC. No more MC for you. I really don't want to boost this because of CP limitations. Go welfare. Unity. Mainly this. Lots of knowledge. It's time to get our research on, baby.
You'd be better off surrendering than sitting around on your backsides waiting for supplies from home. If you don't know how to use what you find in the field, you've lost before you've even begun.
Very true. Space exploration, space expansion, in the game and in real life, entirely depends on our ability to
Ready for orders.
use the local materials in orbit and around
We'll see what they're up to.
our
Ready for
solar system
orders.
to our advantage. So we'll double
Eyes on
investigate this
target.
person again. I want to try to turn them. They've gone to Brazil. Devolve Space
Lending
Command,
my
that's extremely
expertise.
important that we pick that up. So after the commercial rocket companies, we will be researching Devolved Space Command.
Nothing unusual found.
That's really annoying, actually.
We've got some intel on our target.
So she succeeded. So hopefully it means this person can be turned now.
Things are cooling off.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Not the best security. They have loyalty though, and they're in an allied country at this point, Brazil. That's annoying. This is just yet another thing. Angela Castana is making an unauthorized appearance on live television. That's bad. That's really bad. He's just gonna be detained for a little bit. Sorry, Chief. But yeah, it's knowledge boost time. It's time for research in India. Arthur
Your
Brooks.
orders?
Turn counselor. Yeah. Just because his influence is just not that good. Which is sad. Whoa. Economy thing. Not economy. Admin thing, baby. So, who's the next person that needs it? Does this guy need it? Yeah, pretty much. He's our advised bot. He needs it. Funding's good. This is not a bad pickup. The cartel is not a bad pickup, but mainly not for him, though. This is a decent pickup. This is a good pickup. May not be getting better at persuasion, but
Standing by.
may just have to lay off trying to
I have
persuade
them in my
people
sights.
for
Up
now
here.
and just focus on killing
Ready.
them. I mean, we have sabotage projects. Do we have
Where to?
hostile takeover? Okay.
Targeting their assets.
Let's try to take his money. Let's do that. I like that
Acknowledged.
first. So before we blow him away,
Investigating target.
we'll try to
At
steal
your service.
some of his shit,
Your orders?
and we'll spread out with these other counselors and try to find some more
Eyes
potential
on
targets.
target.
We blew somebody else away. How are we feeling? Man, they don't really care yet. So we'll see how long that stays. Commercial rocket companies, easy. We're still searching by categories. Devolve Space Command immediately, and we can go pick up our free spin-off. Damn. Is this even worth equipping? So piss poor. Wow. I guess, but I'm gonna be pulling it right off of him. That's really bad.
Tracking failed.
Repeat. Hope this doesn't fail.
We've got
This was
some
expensive.
intel on our target.
Protectorate so we can blow them away.
Asset acquired.
Easy. 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 Minotaur Financial Group. Okay, so we don't have to turn to take these, so... Yeah, Minotaur Financial Group. Cool. Unity boosting, not bad. Influence, not bad, seeing as how we're really negative on influence right now. We can take that. We are losing influence, but that's because, again,
in our direction.
the economy just keeps increasing. I mean, it's insane. Okay, cool. You're still detained.
Acknowledged.
I'm here. They
He's
won't
no
see
longer
me
of use to
coming.
us, and he has tons of orgs, so I'm gonna have to ask you to blow him
Acknowledged.
away. You, my friend.
Offering
advising.
counsel.
Your orders?
Also, apparently, the org marketplace does update. See, this is like an actual good boost. It's like an actual good boost organization, which we're going to pick up. Because that's not complete garb.
Offering assistance.
Yeah. Yeah. Really increases our GDP here by a lot.
They won't be causing us any more problems.
Yeah, blow him away, sure.
Person of interest surveilled.
They work with the servants. Okay, that's our next target. We'll blow them away.
We've moved the needle.
Ooh. Don't really care who you are, so we'll kill you as well.
Wrapping up here.
It's kind of rough for them, but hey, whatever. Yeah, corridor diplomacy is the next thing we research. But these have to come first. I mean, come on. Devolve Space Command and hydrobiology is just too important. I mean, yep, Quentin,
Taking him
whoever,
down.
go kill him.
Ready for my mission.
What's the op?
We can investigate somebody else. Tech mogul, not high admin, so he definitely doesn't have an orc we need to steal. Whoever this is.
Initiating surveillance.
What's the op?
Confirm. And what's the time looking at? Okay, so we've gotten pretty far. We've killed our first alien, so I'm going to drop a save here. And I think I'm going to have to call it here, because we are running a bit long on this episode. And as always, I don't want to go too far, too far, ahead of with you guys, so that way we can keep playing the series together, and it's more of an actual interactive thing, rather than you guys just watching me. So I'd say this is pretty successful. I still think I screwed it up. If I would have played better, I think getting all slots on Mars is definitely feasible. So I implore you to try this in your own campaigns. I think getting the entirety of Mars in any campaign that you're doing well in is entirely feasible and reasonable. So try it. Try getting all of Mars. I think this is insane. I think it's an insane strategy. Denying Martian resources from everybody else focuses them. I think that this is a two-pronged thing. For one, the obvious effect is I want all of the resources for myself. Very true. If I can center all of the resources in one area I'm collecting, it makes it less vulnerable to alien attack because I only need one fleet in situ to defend it, while also centralizing, making it to where my resources aren't so spread out, because the aliens have the definitive Delta V advantage over me for now. And so being able to put everything in one spot and playing on the defensive is really strong in the mid game. The thing also that this does that I've seen, and is something I'm trying to see if it works, is I don't want to research space tech. Right? That's where we're at. We're going to bump on neural networks because I want to control faction slot. Looks like Project Exodus really likes the idea of heat concepts, so I want to control research slots. We'll bump this. I don't necessarily think I want this at the moment, but I want a research slot. So we'll do that. That means I'm going to have to go and hit that save again. So I don't forget that, definitely. The heavens themselves blaze forth to the depths of princes. Shakespeare, Julius Caesar, 2.2. But yeah, so what I want is I want the other factions to focus on actually expanding into the asteroid belt for 2 reasons. One, it's a very nice buffer. If I have other factions over here settling, it means I can take their stations. It means that they are also then focusing on technologies that allow the further exploration of space and better vehicles to get there, which helps me be able to focus on Earth and Mars and the inner planets without focusing on extra resources on things like that. I'm basically using them. I'm cucking them out of it and then exploiting them on the fact that they have to go further for the better resources. Using that to my definitive advantage. That's the idea here. On Earth, the way the game state is right now, India, it's time for research. I'm boosting their democracy value, I'm boosting their education value. In China, pretty much it's green line go up except for economy at this point. We're boosting knowledge, we're boosting education, we're boosting the military. We're even going to boost the military even more since we don't control all these points yet. We're going big boy on military. What we're also going to do is I'm going to slap a couple value points into funding for both nations. I have a money problem, and I know what the long-term fix is for that money problem. It's funding. This is the long-term fix. When you put funding in, you can see here funding. Completing this priority permanently increases the nation's annual funding by $10 when it becomes income for owners of control points. And it's not as profitable as spoils, but it doesn't harm the nation. That's the big thing. This is how you increase your money income from nations you actually want to keep. These are 2 very big, powerful nations. So if I can just slowly start rolling money, I'm definitely not running a money deficit. I'm still gaining money from various reasons of mysterious origin. I think, yep, so this is why my CP control went up a ton, is because, boom, I accidentally forgot about Venezuela. Nobody's actually taken that off of me. So that was a huge misplay. I'm sure somebody, if I ended the episode, was going to be like, you fucking doofus, you forgot about Venezuela. So we fixed this now, so we're pretty much chilling at this point. Yeah, some nice, I really think this is cute. I like this a lot. Nice little quotes. But all in all, I think that is where we will leave it on Humanity First, episode 4. They're going into Bangladesh. They're toasting this country. Oof. But yeah, China Space Marines incoming. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this. It lets YouTube know that you like content like this. It recommends it to other people to allow us to keep growing. And most importantly, over everything, leave comments. Comments, as always, are the lifeblood of this series. It is basically paid by the Merchants Guild of comments. Comments are everything. I mean, we spend the first half hour of every episode going over comments. Because that's the whole point of this series, is we're basically think tanking a playthrough of Terra Invicta with me at the head, for like executive control, if that makes any sense, to see if we can do something greater than what people have done before, and to see how the community's perception of meta definement. It's really what I want this series to be, is a really meta defining series, in that as a community with our separate ideas, we can come together and be like, we think this is good and this is bad, this is really good, this is really bad, and we can figure out if we all agree on the same things, if we all like the same things, if we all sort of are appearing the game as the same way, we're all viewing it from the same angle, and find out if maybe we're all wrong, or maybe we were all right, but we had no idea how right we were, and this is extremely overpowered, and holy crap, it was actually undervalued. So, all in all, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.